What's going on, Jason?
Hello.
Wait,
I can't see the chat.
what? Oh, you gotta open the little window there. Okay, I totally told you not make noise.
Oh, there it is.
Did you figure you do?
Yep.
Hey, good job. Proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Skip that. Do that. Pause on that. I need this to do that. Don't worry, just a little troubleshooting here. It's all good.
You can see we're in different houses today.
Do I actually have to leave that going? I don't even know. All right, we're good. Go.
I'm kind of sick.
Yeah, I don't want him anywhere near me. He's a filthy,
Yeah.
gross, disgusting hobbit.
I went to his house earlier to pick up a trolling motor that I'm selling for him, and he stayed at the other end of the driveway. He's like, "No, you stay there."
I wanted nothing to do with this. I feel good. Family's good. Everybody's good. Andrew's, I'm sick. I'm like, good. Stay away.
Yeah. Unfortunately.
So the one thing I'm trying to figure out as we get this rolling is there's got to be a way that I can see like the analytics on this on the YouTube into things. But because I'm not live directly through YouTube, I don't think I can, and that's sad. That's okay. We will deal with it as it is. I just hope I set up everything right. I believe I did. Yep,
Hi, David.
There we go. Hey, David, what's up, buddy? By the way, killer job again on that jerkbait blog. Much appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, 6-8. Gordy, what's up? Grat, probably allergies. Trees are budding. No, he's got.
Am I in a closet? Kinda.
First, hey, Tommy, what's up, buddy? We'll give this a few minutes, and then we'll get going as usual. Yeah, 8:02. We'll go. Community night. This night's for everybody else, not for us. It's for everybody else. We're going to talk about pretty much anything you guys want to talk about, but as usual, we will start with the weekend fishing report, and we'll go from there.
And we're there.
My buddy caught one on the rat just a few hours ago, 3.6. I'm tempted, but we opted to go somewhere else. What's going on, Google Slayer? Huh?
We could also go. Oh no, we got the Expo this weekend.
Well, just on Saturday.
I won't be there Saturday.
Well, I will be. That's okay, as long as one of us is.
Okay.
Hey, what's going on, David? What's going on, Chris? All right, we will get the ball rolling now. Wait, did we miss Doug? Hey, Doug. I missed that from David. Are you really sick, or are you afraid I'm going to be throwing jigs at your head? Maybe both.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian. All right, without further ado, it's good enough. Let's go into it. So, we have a lot to discuss, but at the same time, not really. Really, community night, right? The best thing about doing all these guests that we've had on is that we get to talk about things in a lot more depth that we don't have as much knowledge in, but that we can still give back to you guys. And it works. But the problem is when we're talking to guests, we don't get to keep up with the chat as much as we'd like. So I like doing these community nights, fairly often. So we give you guys a chance just to get in there and ask any and all questions you've been trying to get to us for, at this point now, like the last 2 months, I think was the last time we did a community night. So that's the plan for tonight. I forgot to hit record. There we go. Now we're recording.
Hit record.
I hit record. So again,
Okay, good.
Welcome everybody. Thank you for coming to watch Real Northern Bass Talk. It is community night. There we go. There's a recap. So let's do first, if not, yeah, no. Oh, geez Louise, my brain. I'm very tired. Okay, first things first. For those that are here that have not dropped a like on the stream yet, please do so. We greatly appreciate it. It's always very helpful. Beyond that, for those that are looking to donate, that is also hugely helpful. There, you can do it here through YouTube if you're set up for it, or you can go down to the video description below. There is a link for both our PayPal and Venmo. Anything you guys do helps immensely. We have a store, and there's a lot of things coming. There's some things still on there. There's quite a few hats. There's a few t-shirts left. And I'm pretty sure you guys wiped me out of decals. So don't worry. I just dropped off all the hoodies. Finally got all the hoodies to my people there in Nashua on Monday. And then the rest of the t-shirts I ordered, because there were some sizes that were on back order, all arrived today. They have everything. Fingers crossed, maybe this weekend we'll have them up. If not, then I don't see why by next weekend they should absolutely be up. So there's that. And then last but not least, if you guys are interested, we do offer channel memberships. It is another way for you guys to give back to us and for us to further give back to you in more private means, such as free goods like hats and t-shirts, or a free private live stream every month, or free private one-on-one calls. Up to you guys if you want. Anything you do is greatly appreciated as always, but no pressure. Aside from that, let's do the weekend recap before we start taking all of the questions, because I actually have 3 trips worth of recaps to cover, although Andrew was part of the first one. So, buddy, what the hell happened Sunday?
What the hell happened Sunday?
You, me, and Travis went out.
Oh,
to the
yeah.
area. Yeah.
That sucked.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
putting
just,
it lightly.
I think it was just the timing was off or something. There was like 15 freaking boats out there in this small little pond. We didn't really get into much. Actually, we didn't get into any. You guys both lost a fish, like back to back.
On the blade bait.
And then we ended up calling an audible and saying, screw this, let's go somewhere we know we're going to catch fish. So me and him split off from Travis. Travis went back towards his house, which is way up north.
Yeah.
And he went fly fishing and caught, I think he got a salmon, I think.
Yes.
And then me and Sean went back here, more local to us, and we ended up getting a couple of fish on the boat, just some rats.
A couple of squeakers.
Yeah, little guys, but we got on a couple fish at least.
Yeah.
Nothing impressive.
No, that's the second straight week in a row that we sent it out to one spot and it just didn't pan out. So we're like, okay, well, back to the spot we know local because it's kind of warm. Problem is, it's been 49 degrees for 2.5 weeks. The water temperature just hasn't shifted anywhere, aside from any lakes that have just barely iced out, because it's just warm enough to get above that, but nowhere above that. So it's been tough.
Yeah.
Which I know sounds kind of silly, right? Coming from 2 guys that just caught a 27-pound bag. But, so I had to think about that. There was 2 skunks for me. You did really well our second trip. We both skunked first trip. Second trip, I skunked. You had a 4, a 3, and 2 others. Third trip, where the hell do we go? Third trip, you had like 4 fish. I only had 1, but it was at 5.3. You had a 4.5, and you had a couple other squeakers to go with it. That was third trip. Fourth trip, we smashed that 27-pound bag. Fifth trip, we skunked first spot and then went to the second spot. I caught 1 rat. You caught 2 rats. I'm losing track. That was fifth, right? Sixth trip, we skunked first spot, went to that secondary spot on the same day and caught 2 rats to salvage it. So now for me, my 7th trip, and now I'll elaborate on the rest of the weekend fishing report, because I'm off all this week in between jobs. So, 7th trip, went to a pond. Where the hell did we go? Oh, back to the spot we smashed that 27-pound bag. My buddy DJ came down from Vermont, figured that'd be the warmest water. Let's give it a shot. Literally did not shift in 2.5 weeks. It was still the same water temperature. I caught 3 rats. DJ caught 6 rats. Went out today with my buddy / former coworker there, Chad, up to the lakes region to a smaller, deeper pond. Figured, what the hell, why not? Maybe we'll get into a smallmouth. Only caught 2. One was the 3.7-pound smallie, and then like a 2 1/4. And then my buddy Chad only caught 1, but it was a 4.5-pound largemouth. It's the weather. That's all it is what it comes down to. It's like the opportunities for good days seem to be few and far between right now. Unless you're finding like absolute gems of places that are nice and toasty warm, way warmer than anything else. It's getting kind of warm during the day, but it's staying way too cold at night.
Yeah,
so,
it kind of like went up and then it hit that temperature and it plateaued, and they're just staying the same. So whatever they were stuck in that cycle of that day, and it just stayed that temperature, that's where they're stuck in.
Yeah, we're not making any progress whatsoever, and the fish are in a funk. Like, that's the thing. I've seen them everywhere. And then today was especially weird. So to kind of recap yesterday a little bit, we were in northern Massachusetts. Water temp is still 49. It's a pretty big lake, but doesn't get super deep. And the water here had actually come up about 2 feet. Like many ponds all over New England, they draw it down for the winter. and it had come up 2 feet in 2 weeks. So I thought, okay, that might be okay because of the areas that, where we were hitting them shallow, there's even more shallow water that was empty when we were there 2 weeks ago, but now had like about 1.5 feet of water. So we went up in there. We saw a couple big fish. They wanted nothing to do with us. We tried like hell. And then we moved out. We tried everywhere, man. It was a bright sunny day, little to no wind, and water temp hadn't shifted. So they were just kind of hunkered down, not really doing anything. Marked plenty of bait, but they just, trust me, we threw the kitchen sink at all our highest probability areas, and it just didn't pan out beyond a couple of rats. Ooh, I didn't tell you, Andrew. You'd be very proud of me. I caught a bass on a jerkbait yesterday.
Yay. And then what happened today?
I don't want to talk about that. Okay, so today.
I didn't even hear. You didn't even tell me how. I asked you how, and you just ignored me.
I didn't even see that text. I'm sorry. I have to. People, it's the funniest damn thing. I'm going to make a video. It'll be a short just for this because it is seriously hilarious. So today, went up to the lakes region. Kind of a smaller body of water, but deep. So I figured, okay, even though it just iced out, still pretty stable. Let's see what happens. So we go up, and water temp was 21. Yeah, 21. Sorry, TV18. Thank you very much for the $20 donation.
Thank you. Oh, by the way, the kid that I gave the hat to?
Yeah.
Pretty sure that's his grandfather.
Oh, no kidding. Neat.
What's up, TV?
So went up there. Water was 40 to 41. It was kind of what I expected. At least the water was high. They usually draw this place down, or it is generally low. It was weird. Like, marked a lot of fish in like 2 key areas. First area, I couldn't get bit to save my life. Second area, I finally got thumped on a little tiny swim bait on the football jig, and that was a 3.7 pound smallmouth. And then like 3 minutes after that, I saw a mark down below me, 36 feet, dropped the blade bait down because that's where I had. And he was like, came right down. And it looked like he disappeared, but he must have been nosing down on it because I couldn't see it, lifted it like 5-6 times, nothing. And I burned it up, and I saw this fish come rocketing, like literally straight vertical up behind it. I was like, oh no. But at the same time, I had dropped my Damiki rig to go down right beside it because I was like trying to do like a quick little flip flop while keeping the bait down there. So I just kept ripping the blade bait up, threw the rod to my side, picked up my Damiki and caught it 2 feet above the fish's head. And that fish went straight vertical, leveled out, and then just came right up and like thumped it. The whole rod was like, it was like a 2.25 pound smallie. And then we worked what we always talk about, right? Like, and so this was something we've talked about many times. It wasn't, the first fish was on steep rocky bank. I don't know exactly how deep, but it bottoms out at about 33 feet. And I think he was in like 20 to 25 feet. And then the other one was not at the bottom of the bank, but off of it a little bit because we were, parked way out, casting up and in, and they were just roaming out there. I saw plenty of them. And then my buddy Chad caught one casting up steep rocky bank with a spider jig.
And I texted you that too. I was like, "Would you get that on spider jig?"
Yes, you did. So that was it was nice to be able to make that happen. But so I lost the Glide today. This is why I didn't want to buy a Depths 250. I bought that Bait Sanity, which I keep forgetting what model it is, but it's like, I think it was $77 at the Expo. I totally forgot to even tell my wife about this. And I know she's watching right now. I'm really sorry. So this is why I didn't buy the $200 bait. I forgot to retie this. So this has been tied on for 2 weeks, and I haven't retied it since. And it's straight 20 pound, which I know is too light for this line.
That's why I cut it off every time I take mine out of your truck. I cut it off.
I do for everything. And this one time I forgot. So I don't know, we were in an area that I was like, yeah, what the hell, why not? The wind slicked off. It was nice and sunny. I got good, like, long distance line of sight. So I'm like, okay, screw it. I looked at my buddy Chad, like, I'm going to throw this thing now. Let's see if I can't call out a giant. And as I'm loading the rod up, he's like, oh, man, how's that rod handle that thing? I'm like, oh, great.
See ya. In probably
literally
50 feet
in the
of
span of a second. Just, oh, the handles are great. And just thumb my spool a little too hard. I put the trolling on, and I sent it 150 feet. By the time I got there, it was gone. So plus side, it's in a lake that's gin clear. It landed only in about 15 feet of water or less. I know exactly where it is.
Did you mark it?
No, I don't need to, though. I know. I like swimming. I got a snorkel. We're good.
Okay.
We're going to go back there this summer when the water's warm.
I want to see you do this.
Yeah. What? Get the bait?
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I'll get it all day. So yeah, no, I got no problems with that. I can swim down to 25 feet. Okay-ish. My uncle has a lake house up in the lakes region, and his mooring for his like not jet ski boat, but his water skiing boat is in 25 feet of water. And every time I go up there, I swim down to it, just because I'm retarded.
Okay.
It's fun. It hurts.
Oh, that
It
looks fun to go
absolutely
down to.
hurts, but I do it. So 15 feet, that's fine. Make
Just
it
gotta
work.
pop your ears.
Yep. So be good. All right, let's back it up to the chat because there's a lot of people that jumped in here really quick. Brendan, we saw you. Ron, yep, we'll get to your question soon. John, hey buddy. I think Brian, I think I did say hi. Hello. Fishing mode. What's going on? Jig Squad, David. Oh boy, there's a lot of people.
Yeah, there's a
And then
bunch of
TV18.
people.
Hey guys, Andrew and Sean, I want to thank you for what you did for my grandson Carter. Thank you. Hey, you're very, very welcome. You are right, Andrew. You had it right. Ron, jerkbait worked in river before spillway, but died off. All winter jerkbait worked because doesn't freeze before spillway, then died. Is it too early for drop shot? Okay. Ronald, we will get back to your question in a second. So, okay, there's I think we got everything. We covered everything. We can recap.
It's all covered.
So we have fished everywhere from northern Massachusetts to southern New Hampshire to Lakes Region, New Hampshire. Massachusetts, and I'm hesitant to say southern New Hampshire because this pond is kind of an anomaly. But northern Mass was like upper 40s already. Southern New Hampshire, we're seeing mid to upper 40s. We were halfway between like southern and Lakes Region, New Hampshire, a little out east. I would say like pretty well east of Manchester. And that pond was 40 to 41. And then up in the Lakes region, small pond I was on was 40 to 41. It's going to start warming up. With the weather pattern that I see coming this week, based on the 10-day forecast, it looks like we're going to have a good warming trend and things should start to heat up. So it's not easy fishing this time of the year at all, ever. And Andrew can absolutely attest to that. It is not easy this early in the year. It is wildly inconsistent.
Next week should be better.
Yep. Just keep an open mind. Be prepared to move around a lot. The easiest thing to do is start marking bait. If you're marking a ton of bait, the bass are going to be in the area. And just hope for the best. And more importantly, just because you're not really seeing good marks that are bass doesn't mean they're not there. That's like today was perfect for that. We rarely marked any fish, but I caught a couple because they were just pinned to the damn bottom. Keep that in mind.
It's like they're just waiting for it to warm up so then they can come up.
Yeah,
start
pretty
feeding.
much. Yeah, and stick closer to shore. Don't do the offshore stuff. Not yet. Not yet. It's they like being closer to the shore where they can make those drastic depth changes to get into warmer water. That's my final 2 cents. Let's get into the community aspect of this, buddy. Let's start answering some questions. So now we turn the floor over to you, our dear
everybody.
friends and viewers, to go ahead and start asking any and all questions you have. My phone is absolutely blown up. Oh, my wife. I know now. Ha ha ha. So let's back it up because I did see Ron asked a question. Okay, Saturday 9th is the opening day in Rhode Island. Won't be going for trout, but we'll be bass fishing. Oh, we'll be bass fishing. What do you suggest? Well, I'll let you start, Andrew. You know what to add.
Where is this?
He's so he. Hang on.
Sorry, are you way
No,
up
it's
there?
good. Wait. Show.
Oh, Saturday night is opening day in Rhode Island. Won't be going for trout. We'll be bass fishing. What do you suggest? Rhode Island. I mean, Jesus, the water temps there should be mid 50s. I'm guessing.
That's what I would think.
Jig jerkbait. That's what I would go with. Jig jerkbait, and obviously I would bring my glide just because. Because I've been throwing that thing a lot. Oh, chatterbait, 100% chatterbait.
Spinnerbait. Like once you hit, I would even say low 50s, but really like 55 and up, spinnerbait definitely becomes very, very viably consistent.
Yeah. I mean, even say, probably as soon as it hits 50, you could probably get away with spinnerbait.
Yeah, and for jerkbait, you can start fishing a lot faster. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. If the wind's ripping, I'm going spinnerbait 10 times out of 10 before I even think about picking up the chatterbait. Every time. So hopefully that answers your question, buddy. But yeah, jig, jerkbait, chatterbait, spinnerbait, crankbait.
Probably looking more shallow.
Yeah.
Like if you find a flat that's got some rocks on it or something, run a chatterbait or spinnerbait by it. And like, I don't know, probably I would start fishing in 10 feet and then go shallower. 10,
Yep.
12 feet, start shallow, and then move shallower.
Spot on, friend. And a swim bait, and a swim bait, and a swim bait is what David's saying. Yes, David, you are absolutely right.
Yeah, I would do that too.
Guggen Slayer. Is it too early for drop shot? Is Ned and Demiki better this time? Yes. I don't know what it is about drop shot this early in the season, but I have rarely had luck with it.
Never have. I don't even ever throw it this early in the season ever. It's usually in mid, like deep summer stuff for me.
Yep. Yeah, I would say it's usually like a post spawn thing for me.
Not saying it doesn't work.
No, but it's not consistent.
Yeah.
Not like a Demiki and a Ned rig.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know why that is. It's weird, right? You would think that if you have a drop shot with, say, an 18-inch tag, right? No, 2-foot tag, right? And you drop a Demiki down to 2 feet off the bottom. That Demiki is going to get bit 99 times out of 100 compared to the drop shot. It might not be quite that exaggerated, but you get my point. Like, there's just something about a drop shot that they don't like the vast majority of the time. I'm not saying it's an absolute. I would never say that. The only absolute I'll tell you is that I have a real love-hate relationship with the jerkbait. But for drop shot, it's just the vast majority of the time it doesn't work. But Demiki rig, wow, hell yeah, absolutely. Ned rig, absolutely. Ned rig works killer this early. So I would definitely focus on those and leave the drop shot for another day. Oh, damn. Grat, you had 7.2 Larry on Saturday? Dude, congrats, man. That's a big fish. Danny Zapala, water temps on the Cape are in the 40s that only have been getting stocked trout. Oof, that sucks. Hey, Kara, thanks for joining. Kara, is it Kara or Kara? Sorry.
K-Ray.
K-Ray. The older you get, the harder it is to, like, go through names. I remember being young and being like, yeah, man, Dad, you're dumb. Why is it so hard for you to say people's names properly? And now that I'm an old man, I'm like, yeah, I get it now. Ronald, you're very welcome. Carla, yes, I do have the best wife.
Hi, Mom.
Cam said, I threw off a 1/2-ounce firecraw jackhammer today. Always got to retie even on braid. Oh, I didn't even get to tell you about this yesterday. So, all right, I'm going to highlight this. Funniest damn thing I've ever seen in my life yesterday. Fishing with DJ. We had a couple of fish in the boat already, and we're like, okay, let's go try a different shallow flat. Like, at this point, we'd already covered like three different areas of every variation of what you could want to fish. Deep, mid-range, rocks, grass, shallow, like, and I'm like, let's forget it. Let's just go up here. Working that firecraw jackhammer on my braid setup, just, doing the thing, right, varying it, and it just stopped, set the hook, and just snaps right off. But it snapped to my rod. So I had like 25 or 30 feet of braid out, and it just falls in the water. And I looked at DJ, I was like, I think that was a fish. It felt like a fish. But my line's not moving. Whatever. Put the trolling motor on, and I come up to it, but I didn't drive the boat into it because I'm always worried that, like, I'm going to hit it with my trolling motor and make it even harder to get it. So I tried to come parallel to it, but I started drifting away. I missed it with my hand, ripped over, leaned over the rod, lifted it up, and DJ, there's like this much line that he tried to grab. As soon as he gets his hand on it, it looked like it slipped through his hand. He's like, what the? And he looks down, the line hits the water, and it goes, shoo! Gone. And we're both like, oh,
there's a fish on that.
Fish. And we started laughing. I'm like, oh man, that sucks. I didn't think I had a fish. And I look down. I'm like, there it is. You can see my freaking jackhammer literally swimming away. The water was really, really staying where we were. I could barely even see the fish. All I see was this bright red freaking jackhammer just swimming through the water. We chased that fish for a full minute. Again, couldn't see anything except for my jackhammer. Just like burst of speed, real slow. Burst of speed real slow, and the thing just like darting all over the place. I'm like, I see it.
Oh, what do you do then?
Nothing.
You can't do anything.
He got in. Like, I was gonna try and tire him out. He got into a rock pile and like broke my ankles. Man, he did a hard right. Boat was like skirt. We just couldn't keep up.
Haha. Just kidding. That sucks. That's funny though.
Let's grab this one. Dave, can I buy large shiners in the Manchester area during the summer? I have no idea. I would think if you could, what's that what's that tackle and gun store in Auburn on the Rotary? Bless you.
Thank you.
Help me out here.
Can
If
I
you're
buy
talking
large
specifically
shiners
about the
in
Manchester area,
Manchester area?
what's that tackle shop that's on the Rotary in Auburn? Off 101, exit 1.
In
You know exactly
Auburn?
what I'm talking about.
I probably do, but I have a horrible memory.
It's like right next to Massabesic. I can't remember the name of it. It's easy to find. I would check with them.
You can go to Brown's
In Merrimack?
in Merrimack. They should have them still.
There you go. Kara. Oh yeah, goddamn. I'm so sorry. Kara. Sorry. John. Okay, here we go. You take this one.
What's your approach? Well, okay. For areas that have that nasty slime, but the fish are there, besides chatterbaits. Nasty
Like that
slime.
rock snot slime? Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. Wildlife taxidermy in Auburn. That's what it was. Thank you, David. And Dave.
What's your approach for areas with that nasty slime, but the fish are there? Fish it. Probably throw a lighter jig in it.
Yeah, I was thinking exactly that. Like, maybe
Or-
not the hustler, but
No.
only because that marabou hair tends to kind of latch onto that rock snot even worse.
I mean, everything's gonna get attached to it. Everything's gonna grab it.
It's hard to get away from that.
It is. What I've noticed, if you use a longer trailer, because it'll stick out through it, and they'll like just see the little sticking through.
Yep. I wish
But
I should have tried that today. So you know where we were, and it's
Mhm.
very similar to that. And then we got a couple other spots we fish
at
off.
that place, really?
Yeah, dude, I couldn't get a clean cast in almost anywhere there. And I mean, I'm talking like I'm out in 40 freaking feet dragging that crap up. But it's usually, you only got like a couple inches of this soft springy stuff that's covering the whole bottom of the lake. And I'll throw a 5-inch craw trailer on my jigs for that, because by the time it sinks in, and it's not always going to hit like all the way to the bottom, sometimes it just lands in a little bit, and you still got like 3 inches of that craw sticking up. Then it looks like it's almost sitting on top versus half buried in.
Right, that's when you can get away with just using a bare, like skirtless football head.
Yep.
And just have a really long trailer.
Arky heads and like an actual swim jig head is your best friend in those situations too.
Oh,
That football jig just drags everything, man. It drags up everything. So you'd probably change up your jig head style. Okay.
Or use a jerkbait over top of it.
Even better. Cam, I thought the fish would be deeper today, but we couldn't buy a bite. Went shallow and started seeing bait and fish. That dude, then see, thank you. You and I were not that far away from each other, really grand scheme of things. We were both Lakes region. I was on okay, I want to be very careful when I talk about this. We were around the Winnipesaukee area, and I'll leave it at that. He was on one side, I was on the other. That's as much information as you're gonna get. Really, the overall average depth that both these bodies of water offer, though they're vastly different in size, they're pretty much the same. But it's kind of funny that he's up in a much bigger body of water that I saw at the same time as my much smaller body of water, and he finds his fish all up wicked shallow versus me in this teeny tiny pond. I can only get mine wicked deep. And trust me, we tried shallow. So it just goes to show. Literally the same day, same conditions, same water temps, 2 wildly different approaches that were both successful. If that doesn't tell you and really hammer home the point that you really need to look everywhere right now, I don't know what to tell you.
You gotta look everywhere this time of year.
Oh, okay. This is a good one.
Oh, Jesus.
So I didn't even see the end of it. How many baits types do you bring with you on a solo kayak trip pre-spawn? So I didn't even see the word kayak in that initially, and I was about to say literally everything. I have 14 rod combos, and I bring them all for pre-spawn. Well, pre-spawn's kind of wide open.
Is Jake in here or any other kayaker in here?
I'd like to think so.
I don't know how much. I think it depends. It probably depends on the kayak you have or how much bait you can bring. But I would bring a little bit of everything.
One of everything. Like if you had to pare it down to 4 rods, Damn. I would bring. Oh God. See, this is where it gets hard.
I'd bring like a couple jerk baits, like maybe like 5 or 6 jerk baits. Bring a couple bags of plastics, a few jigs.
Thinking hard. How many rods can you bring? Because this is kind of like, I wholeheartedly agree with Andrew. I'm just trying to think like what's the best approach that we could recommend that would minimize tying for her, that would also give her that full range. So like obviously, yeah, jerk bait, probably just like a Vision 110 or something like that, right? 5 to 6 foot deep diving, and then chatterbait rod, and or which can also double as a spinnerbait rod. Same rod will do both fine. And
She
then
says she has 4 rods.
okay, and then 2 jig rods. And that gets you everything. And I would do. Well, okay. So jerk bait, right? We both agree on that.
Oh yeah.
And then
100%.
chatterbait / spinnerbait rod.
Yep.
Something like a little bit bigger and moving. Jig rod.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say that would be something that you can comfortably throw 3/8.
And maybe a spinning setup if she has one for a Ned rig or anything lighter.
Bingo. So that's exactly where I was going to go. Because like typically if you get a rod that can throw a Ned rig just fine, you can still throw like a 1/4 ounce hustler, for example, on it just fine. You're kind of on both ends of the extreme there for the lightest it can comfortably throw and the heaviest it should comfortably throw.
Unless all her rods are spinning rods, then she's covered for everything.
True. I like that. But then as far as expanding on baits, you're absolutely right. Bag of jerk baits. And if you read the jerkbait blog on the website, 603bass.com, that our friend here, David Roy, wrote for us, he'll be able to, in there, he does a deep dive on all the color options that you should be having right now, too. There's an article specifically said jerkbaits in cold water.
David said 1 rod for jigs, 1 for chatterbait, spinnerbait, jerkbait, one for swim bait.
Yeah, I mean, I'd have a blue jerkbait, a perch colored jerkbait. I'd have one highly reflective, one kind of translucent. I'd have a Ned rig and a black and blue TRD, and then like a green pumpkin TRD. I'd have a black and blue jig and or spider jig, and then probably either a black and brown or just a really dark green pumpkin jig. Just depending on water clarity. Although this time of the year, like black and blue works the majority of the time. They don't really need to worry about working in any greens or anything like that. Not to say you can't, but from my experience, and we live and die by the jig, black and blue is more consistent. So if you have to really pare it down, you can only take one. That's the color I'd be taking. And then chatterbaits, firecraw or black. She
said so. Everything I have. Sure.
If you can
start
fit
there.
There's nothing wrong with that. What did it say, Cam? I had one eat close to the boat and shoot right at the boat. Then once she was at the boat, my instinct was to flip it because of how fast it was moving. And she drove down and hook popped. No,
Aww.
You cheered too early. Wah, wah, wah. No, dude, that sucks. Andrew's disappointed in you. I'm just letting you know right now.
I'm not disappointed. Shit happens. It happens to me all the time. I'm going to flip it. Oh.
It doesn't happen to you all the time. Get out of here.
Not when I'm with you. When I'm by myself, it always happens.
Hey, Tim. Thanks for joining, buddy. Hang on, Kara. I'm trying to get caught up. I have a Sahara Shimano spinner, a Daiwa bait caster, and 2 other bait casters. And then too soon for green. Not really. Watermelon. Nah. No. I mean, yeah, yes and no. It really depends. Black and blue just works better, more consistently, but you can still get them on it. David, yes, I agree. Maybe a lipless too. And you can just really keep it simple with another firecraw, because that's like a decades-long tried and true thing. Except for me, for the last 2 years, I can't get bit on the damn thing to save my life, and I've been throwing them like crazy. Let's see here. Guggen Slayer. Andrew wasn't wrong about the black blue jig this early. Damn right. We were never wrong about that. There you go, John Mango. I fish out of a canoe and bring 10 rods.
Jesus, dude. How do you fit them?
Mike said temperatures in Rhode Island are 45 to 47. That's pretty good. Oh, here we go. Grat, rigging up my spinnerbait rod, 12 or 15 abrasics. I know this answer. Andrew, do you know this answer?
Rigging up my spinnerbait rod. For what?
He's saying use 12 or 15 pound of Brazix for a spinnerbait.
Oh, for spinnerbait?
Uh-huh.
20.
Thank you. Both of those lines are way too light. I would minimum 17 pound, ideally 20 pound. It seems excessive, but when you think about just how violent you're fishing that bait and just the overall
They ain't looking at it.
momentum that you can chuck it at, like there's a lot of stresses involved with fishing a spinnerbait. Throw it on heavier line. I would never trust it on 15 pound or less. I mean, theoretically, yes, you should be able to throw it on 15 pound, but I won't throw it on anything less than 17 pound. Although now I can't even find 17 pound. Like I think most have moved to 18 and 20. So 18 or 20 and you're good to go, dude.
Yeah,
What were you gonna say?
I mean, we throw our chatterbaits on 20 pound. Or at least I do. I don't think I'll go any moving bait really. I don't. I mean, besides like square bills and stuff, but like any like bigger moving bait, I don't go any less than 20.
Yeah, no. I used to like get really.
I used to go 15 when it was
really
clear water. I was like,
focused.
doesn't matter. I was catching
Well-
fucking jerkbait fish with 20-pound line.
No, you're right. Well, for years I overthought that too, because everybody's like, "Oh, lighter line, the lightest line you can go." And maybe in finesse tactics it really matters, but when you're moving bigger stuff, it does not matter. Just go heavier. Oh, Ronald, spider jig. Never heard of it.
Oh, well, you about to get learnt.
Yes, sir. It is a twin-tailed hula grub. Gary Yamamoto makes them. They're great. Chompers makes them. There's a bunch of companies making them, but a twin-tailed hula grub is what you want to be looking for. You throw that on like a football jig, it becomes what everybody calls a spider jig.
And they
Big
work
Papa PFP.
well.
What's up? They work extremely well. Well, it's funny because we're out there today.
This guy does it all the time.
I love it. I live and die by that thing. I mean, it's another jig. My phone is okay. Never mind. We're good. It's funny because like I even said it to DJ yesterday, right? Like struggle bus. We were front seat. We were the only people on it. We just couldn't get anything done. And I'm throwing the absolute hell out of like 3 different colors on my spider jig. And I looked at one point. I'm like, you know how much you know what sucks when 2 guys like us can't catch much of anything, and not for nothing, but I also can't even catch a fish on the spider jig. And then Chad said the same thing today. He was like, what the hell kind of lake is this that they won't need a damn spider jig? And then like 20 minutes later, he sticks a 4.5 on it. I've caught a lot of big fish on spider jig, both smallmouth and largemouth, in 38-degree water and 80-degree water, in 3 feet of water and 55 feet of water. Yeah, that's probably one of the most versatile baits I have ever thrown. Cannot recommend it enough.
From shore to the bottom.
Yeah. Seriously. Frank, do you throw the fire craw in clear water too?
Yeah, we do. I mean, I don't feel super comfortable doing it, but I do. I think that's something that I got to get used to more. Because as soon as it gets super clear, I always want to go straight back to black and blue. But I know that they're still going to bite it in clear water.
Yep. And
I mean, I'm talking like gin clear water.
Right. Well, so we did a stream about this when we were talking about breaking down new water. Otter Lake in Greenfield.
Mm-hmm.
Cool spot, full of nothing but rats, but it's like kind of a confidence boosting lake, right? You go there, you catch 10, 15 fish, and yeah, you feel good. That lake is really weird because if any kind of like inclement weather comes through, it dirties the place up and visibility goes
it's
down
like mud.
Yeah. But then give it a day and it's gin clear down to like 6 feet.
Yeah, last year was the clearest I saw it, and it was like you could see the bottom.
Oh yeah,
the whole lake.
So we were up there last spring and the spring before, and it was like mildly windy, but the water was still gin clear, and I was hammering them on that red fire craw.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if it were a glacial lake where it's all sand and rock, I'd probably still throw it and probably still get them, but it's typically really only in the spring that color goes off. Like once the water gets consistently into like low to mid 50s, that fire craw bite just kind of disappears. And I'll go to more natural colors like bluegill or the green and purple and black and blue if I'm still in sand water, and just roll with those.
I mean, I'll throw black and blue chatterbait. Like that'll be my go-to once the fire craw phases out. Black and blue for the rest of the year, really. I'll change up the trailer colors a little bit, but That's pretty much that, or like the gold bladed one. I forget what it is. When it's got like the almost
Green.
perch
Yep.
kind of.
Yeah, it's green and orange.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What the hell was that called? I forget. I have those too. I should have posted the picture of my chatterbait box. It's just jackhammers. It's a lot of money. But I have all the confidence in the world in them, and I rarely lose them, except for the one yesterday. But that's neither here nor there.
And the one right before I caught the 5.8.
Oh,
Hey, there's $30.
that sucks. That
Actually,
lake
maybe
is
more than
because claimed the only 2 chatterbaits I've lost this year. I just caught 3 because you lost one of mine there. That same day.
Oh yeah, I couldn't get it out of the rock.
That's $48 gone.
That's bullshit.
On one body of water. It hurts.
All right, we're done there.
Yeah, any bass addict. I ran that 20-pound Tatsu spooling up reels the other day. I'm so depressed because I don't want to buy another 1,000-yard spool right now. Well, yeah, because it's Tatsu. It's like a
How much was
$1,000 spool.
Holy shit.
Sean, ooh, glide bait's been on fire and mass. I am curious, Sean. What is the average depth of the bodies of water that they're on fire in? And if you happen to know, what is also the average water temperatures? Has zero bearing whatsoever on anything. I am literally just genuinely curious. Mostly because I need confidence in the bait that I have sitting at the bottom of the lake right now. Dude,
I will bring you to a
laughed.
spot, and you will catch one on that glide.
I know, but I really wanted to catch it on my expensive glide that is now residing at the bottom of the damn lake in the lakes region right now.
You gotta buy another one.
I know, I don't want to buy another one. It really bothers me, but I laughed. I was a really good sport about it today, and I laughed my ass off because, let's be fair, it was fucking hilarious.
Good. So what you're going to do is you're going to get your happy
loaded
ass out of that chair tomorrow. You're going to march your way down to county stores, and you're going to buy one of the Arashi.
That'll work. Yep, that'll work. That'll get me by.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, dude. Seriously, I'm gonna try and make it tomorrow morning and post a short tomorrow because it's that funny. How's that broadcast at? Oh, dude, it's great. You had to say it. I think it's what I did. It was good. Oh God,
that's funny.
It was good. Ooh, Kara, do you have an example of that spider jig?
Emotional damage.
Yeah, seriously.
Wait, what'd you say?
I do. Hang on.
Help on the wall.
I got it.
Hurry up. We miss you. That was quick.
Of course I have one. I have them everywhere. Okay, so. Oh, dude, it's even still got some schmutz on there for you. So.
It's blurry.
Yeah, this is the hard part.
There you go.
Look at that. So it's just, like I said, focus.
Is that lead?
No.
I know.
Simple as that. Come on, focus, you bastard. Focus. Whatever.
I'm focusing.
It was it was focused a few times. So it's literally just a friggin' twin-tailed hula grub. It's really what it comes down to. So they basically mold the skirt onto the body. When you stand it up, everything kind of splays out. So it looks like a skirted jig almost, but it's like more of a finesse because there's only a few strands on there. And there's just 2 twin tails. I don't know. This is really hard. Oh, there we go.
There you go.
So that's it.
That's a nice color for this time of year too.
Damn right. I've caught most of my big fish on that. A 4-inch version. I'll throw the 4-inch, the 5-inch. Doesn't seem to really matter. More often than not, just doesn't seem to matter. Yeah, Frank, exactly. It's just like a chompers. So, okay, there was that. What the? What was that click? That was weird. What are you laughing at?
Bubba Bass.
I haven't got that far yet.
What doesn't county stores have? Literally
true.
Don't have anything. I mean, they literally don't not have anything. Is that how you say it?
Yeah, pretty
literally
much.
Don't not have anything.
Oh yeah, Sean. There you go. Thank you. Brett's bluegill jackhammer has a gold blade. That's what it was. Thank you. From David, spider grub on a wobblehead works great around rock snot and early weeds.
You just put it on the freaking screen.
Being cheeky. Yeah, dude. That right? Spider grub on a wobblehead for smallmouth, like swimming it, banging it off the rocks, especially in warmer weather, is real nice. No, it's chef's kiss. There we go. Yes, Kara, exactly. R.I.P. to that bait. Wow, I am really trying to get caught up here. Some swim baits are cheaper than Tatsu. Yeah, dude,
Yeah,
you're
right.
not wrong about that. My God. Papa, here's some confidence for you. We are still iced over. No, I don't want to hear that. That sucks. Yeah, there it is. What doesn't county stores have? Yeah, not much. Ronald, jackhammer and other baits expensive. Buy some shoes and goggles. Going to get them. So, well, I need a harpoon to go catch one I lost yesterday. The freaking fish swimming everywhere.
Gordy, I definitely listen to you guys when I order for the store. Yeah, I noticed. I went in there. There's like 1,500 glides now everywhere. It's fucking amazing.
I know, right? Like 2 years ago, I go in there and like there was like a couple of things here and there that worked for me, right? And now when I go in there, I'm like, I want to buy everything.
Buy it all.
Everything in
I
here is
want it all.
perfect.
I walked in there. I was like, "Thank you, Gordy," and you just went at your dad. I was like, "Damn it!"
I come home like I think I buy something from there like every 2 or 3 weeks. I come home, my wife's like, I'm like carrying bags in. She's like, I thought you just went for glue. I don't know what you're talking about. It was $100 of glue. I'm sorry.
It's expensive glue, straight from the horse factory.
Right. Go Fish Dan. Back when I used to fish, twin tail hula grub jig trailer. Absolutely, buddy. What is that plastic? I don't know. That one. Oh God, that's a Chompers. If it stinks to high hell garlic, that's a Chompers. I don't know what their formulation is.
Garlic with plastic.
Go Fish Dan. Crazy Hick makes a thingamajig that is awesome. Yes, he actually showed it off during the stream that we did with him. It was great.
I caught a 5-pounder on it.
Oh yeah. There you go. Thank you, Sean. I've never have some never rigged like that. Oh, there you go, buddy. Hey Cam, I bought 30 jackhammers over the winter. So those 11 are cute. No, I'm kidding. That's they're not cheap, but like dude, like they work so good all year long. Like especially last year, you know how hard it was to get those damn things? Like they were always out of stock. And I was like looking at everything over the winter, like just trying to keep pace, like, okay, when are the sales happening? What do I need on this and that? And then like boom, restock on jackhammers. I'm like, $300 later, and we're good for the first 6 months of the year.
I showed up, and he's like, "Buddy, what?" Like, buddy, jackhammers.
I got the bluegill. I got the green and purple. I got the white. I got the gold shiner. I got the black and blue. I got the jackhammer. I got the spring crawl.
There are so many to lose.
3/8 and ½ ounce of every color and 3 of each. I don't like running out of baits. I like to be prepared.
Right.
Yes, Dan. See you this weekend at the Northeast Swim Bait Expo. For those that are interested, this Saturday and Sunday, April 9th and 10th, down in Marlborough, Mass, right off of Route 495. Incredibly easy to find. I'll be there pretty much all day Saturday, or most of Saturday. I can't be there in the morning. Got to be with my kids. Then my mother-in-law is going to take them for a bit before my wife gets out of work.
What time?
I think it goes till 6 or 7. I think it was 6. I think
What time are you going there?
I think I'm probably going to leave around 10. I'm going to get in touch with David because he wants to go down too. And then Nate would like to come down with us if we're going. I said, yeah. At least I will be there. So, figure it out.
Yeah, well, whatever.
And, I mean, yeah, we could go Sunday, but it's my last day before I go back to work and I really want to fish. By the way, everybody, keep the questions coming. We're at this for a little bit here. But yeah, I really want to fish Sunday, and the Vermont Brownie Factory is wide open. And there's Candlewood.
I'm gonna lose a glide.
I think John and I might go to Candlewood on Friday. Because right now it's supposed to be 60 and sunny and light winds.
Okay, well, go get them.
I'm going to make great use of my time. Me being not at work is very expensive. Because I've already gone through 2 tanks of gas. Which for a pickup truck is not, it's a pretty big deal. Goodness gracious. Yeah, Cam, there you go. Yeah, it's not too bad when you work at a tackle shop. Oh, hey, Alec. What's going on, buddy? Thanks for joining. Brendan, I caught them pretty good last summer on the Stealth Blade jackhammer, especially in a couple of tournaments with his heavy pressure. Yeah, I have to get those. That's next on the list.
What are they? Sorry.
The Stealth Blades, that plastic blade.
Oh, yeah.
And alternatively to that, also the Strike King Thunder Cricket, which, by the way, got an update today from Strike King. It's coming. It's coming.
Yes.
Be able to.
Sick.
It's gonna be good.
Thunder crickets. Lots of them.
Yeah. John. Oh, there you go. You and Andrew got your eye on anything for the Northeast Swim Bait Expo? Do you? If you can get down there, do you have your eye set on buying anything, or are you good now that you got your depths?
I'm good for another 6 months, I think. I don't know. Once I get sick of it. No, I don't know. I'm not really trying to get excited about. I mean, I'm excited about it, but I'm not trying to go down there and spend all my money again.
Well, that's I have everything I need. I got the last.
That is baits. Literally the bait that I've wanted for the longest time, and I was like, it's right there. Fuck it, I'm gonna buy it. So I did. I bought it within the first 2 minutes I was at the show, just to get out of the way, and I was good for the weekend.
Yep. No, the only thing I can think of is I might replace, because I know MGC is going to be there, and that's where I got my bait sanity. I might buy one just to replace it, because I was really happy with that bait. I'm really not happy that happened, but you know what? That's fishing, man. It is what it is. Just right. I mean, yeah.
If that didn't happen, the Pike's going to take it. So
yeah, maybe. But that's the game you play with everything, right? But now I know I got to buy new line and go up to 30 pound on that rod, so I just don't have to worry about it, and we'll be good. My phone. Do you use? Oh, there we go. David Roy, what jig head do you use for the spider jig? I am a big fan of lead-free bass jigs based out of Massachusetts, and he makes some phenomenal 3/8 and half-ounce football jigs with and without a brush guard, with I believe a 4/0 Gamakatsu hook, and even a 5/0, and those are great. Those work perfect for that. I always try and find a hook, whether it be if it's 3/8 ounce, I don't care if it's a ball jig or a football jig. If it's half ounce, I want it to be a football jig, but I try and find one with a hook shank that comes out. That's just really hard to do. This is well, that's provocative. Anyway,
grow up.
I want the hook shank to come out right here, right where the legs fork.
Right where your privates would be.
Anyway, yeah, right there. Because typically, right, because the legs, when it's down there, they're going to kind of roll in and collapse a little bit. So when they go to bite it, they're going to get the hook every time. So that's typically what I like to throw. But yeah, anyway, for me, I might, at the show, I might replace my glide. Other than that, I'm good. The last thing I was trying to get, if I can, I can't remember if Lance the Audi was going to be there, but if he was, I would love to get a Psycho Gill, but I know that's not going to happen because I won't be there early enough for it. I'd love to get something from Sherpa if I can. Those are the last two guys I want to get baits from for now. But I got my Monk from LFOD, from Colby and John. Thank you guys. Andrew and I got ours finally. I've got everything else I want, so I'm just really come down to hang out and talk to a lot of guys. And then Dan. There you go. A lot of these guys are bringing a good amount of bait, so they will still have some on Sunday. In fact, some of them are purposely holding some for the second day, which is awesome. So there you go. Junkrat, you can't build him. He needs to build my rod. He needs to build my rod too. Ron. Sean, you don't like lipless cranks. Ever change the cadence? I do my best on yo-yoing occasionally. I don't dislike them. We have a complicated relationship right now, kind of like me and the jerkbait. We used to have a great thing. We were young. Things were fun. We had all sorts of grand adventures. And then it just got complicated, and things got stale. And the lipless just doesn't want to do fun things for me anymore.
See?
So anyway, dude, I don't know what it is. I used to kill it on a lipless crank. And then just 3 years ago, just done. And I have tried every freaking variation. I fish with people that still kill it. And I just can't make it work. It's just I don't know. You know what? Everything else is working for me, so I try not to put too much thought into it.
I never fish him anyway, so don't feel bad.
Yeah. Oh, Pete, dude, I saw this. I had to bust through ice sheets at Winnie to go fishing Sunday, and you got on him, dude. That was awesome.
Really? That's sick.
Yeah, smallies on blades.
Nice.
I'm curious if you're still here. What is your go-to blade bait color this early in the year? Because I just bounced between silver and gold. I really haven't been doing much else. John, yeah, I know it's a lot closer, but it's Candlewood, bud. I love Candlewood. I want to go to Candlewood. Candlewood's on fire right now, too. Sean, you guys tried the big blade jackhammers. I have not.
I had one custom made
From Gordy.
and that thing is sick.
I saw
should
it
try
swim.
throwing that.
Yes, you should.
Huh?
I said, yes, you should. South Jersey. Just the DEFCON crankdowns or Sherpa crawlers if he has them there. So I have 2 DEFCON crankdowns and then one of his broomsticks. I love his baits. They're phenomenal baits. If I can, I might get one. No, I don't have a job right now, technically. I really shouldn't be spending any money. He makes them often enough that if I don't get one this weekend, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. I would love to get one of his shallower diving rainbows or bluegill. Very happy to do one. But that Sherpa crawler, dude, that thing looks sick.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad.
No, that's what I would really like to get next. Let's see here. Throwing chatterbait. Oh yeah, okay. Cam throwing the chatterbait trailer Beast Coast makes, and I love that thing, dude. So finally got to fish it this weekend. Thank you very much to Brian Ernest for sending me a pack of those. Really impressed with them. One caveat. Not as much action as I would prefer. Not to say that's not a bad thing. Given that the warmer water temperature that I was fishing, I want something a little bit more kick. So I actually went back to the Beast Coast Flippin' Delight trailer because it just had a little bit more action in the swim. And that was working. When I went back to the Chatter Shad, which it's not going to be that. He's renaming it. I can't remember what it is off the top of my head. It swims and it's got a beautiful kick to it, but it's a little bit more subtle. And I just didn't have the confidence in it with the water being as warm as it was. And actually,
summer, that thing is going to kill.
But I was throwing both, and they were only hitting the Flippin' Delight. So I don't know. I mean, they're both essentially the same length, and they're pretty close to it, the way I was rigging them. So, yeah, I don't know what it is, but no, it looks phenomenal. It just, I couldn't get it to work. So I went back to the Flippin' Delight and ended up catching a couple on that. Oh, there we go. There's a good question.
Yep.
Oh, Dan said he's bringing 12 Sherpa crawlers. I'll never get there in time to get that. Bob, when you go to a new lake, are your lures already tied on, or do you wait to see watercolor and temp? You first, buddy.
We do enough research before we go to a new lake that we have a pretty good idea what we're going to be throwing. So, yeah, we're pretty much tied on before we even get there.
Every time. And then I load the boat with colors that, I mean...
We'll make changes throughout the day.
Yeah, without fail. How many times we get there, and as soon as I load up, I'm like, I'll throw all 14 rods if I have all 14 of them. I will literally throw every freaking rod that I bring at some point within the first hour, and then in the next half an hour after that, I'm already changing colors. But that's like...
I mean, that's literally every time we go out. Every time we go out, we usually, even if it's a place we've been a billion times, we'll have something tied on. We'll be like, not working today. We'll go try something different.
Yeah, we're getting closer though. We're changing out less often, and then usually it's like one change, we get to it and we get on it.
Right.
But it's rare that like you go into it thinking like, yep, know everything, and you actually hit it right off the bat. So
sometimes that happens.
Sometimes, and again, it's happening more often now, thanks to like just all the time in the water and the experience we have.
Oh, Jesus.
But it's by no means a guarantee.
Oh, came back.
All right. So, wow, we are way behind. Okay, let's get caught up here. Oh, Tim lost the bait Sandy Explorer. That sucks, dude. I'm sorry. All right. So, Dan, for the show, we got Lanciotti, Sherpa, Beebs, Lunkers, DS Customs, and so on. That's a lot of good stuff. Was it Trump impersonation? No, never. Oh, dude, this relationship with a jerk bait. It's just a thing bait and doesn't work ever, and I hate it and stupid.
Wait,
yeah,
what?
That's true. No, we're just smack talking jerk baits. Don't worry about
it. I hate it. It's stupid.
Tim, am I losing fish on the Lipless or just not getting bit like you were? I'm just not getting bit like I was, which sucks. I'm going to get you a nice snorkel. My wife just texted me. I'm going to get you a nice snorkel and new line, and you don't need a new bait.
Dude, just get one of those magnets. I have a magnet.
No,
The
I'm
big
going to
magnet.
snorkel down. You're going to come up there, and if you want, you can tie a line to me in case I don't come back up. Just tie me to your swim bait rod, your brand new one.
Around your neck.
He hasn't moved in a little bit. Just like setting the hook. Come on.
Get up
do
here.
stuff.
Start jigging you.
You set the hook. I'm trying to swim away. I'm going to get folded at the waist. But yeah, anyway, sorry, Tim. I'm just not getting bit like I used to. Oh, wow.
There's a lot of stuff.
Brian, that's exactly what I thought. The Flippin' Delight has way better action, which is not always a good thing. In the conditions I've been fishing and what had been working, it absolutely was a good thing.
In chatterbait and warm water,
terrible.
You want not as much action.
Mm-hmm.
You want that thing vibrating and the skirt doing its thing and the trailer doing its thing, and it all works together.
Yep.
The fish love them.
There you go. Cam just said the same thing. I totally agree. I'm fishing the colder water currently, so it's working better around here, but I think the 2 will be a solid 1-2 punch. Damn right it will be. Crawler and Rat were my best top water last year from Guggen Slayer. I had a couple on the crawler.
The what?
For Guggen Slayer. Crawler and the Rat were my best top water last year. I would say, what was my best top water last year?
Mine's a Rat.
Yeah, I think it had to be a Rat too. But last year was terrible for us for top water. I don't understand what happened.
I got it a couple days by myself that were really good.
Yeah.
But
there you go. Ronald. Do you guys ever use a snap? I keep 1 of 4 rods with a snap.
I used to.
Only on the big baits.
I don't use them on the big baits anymore.
I do because all the baits that I have, all the makers specifically design them to work with a snap. Like the Monk from LFOD. Colby messaged me the next day. He's like, "Oh, hey, forgot to tell you that you really need to use this size snap, and this is just the brand that we prefer, but it's got to be this size because that's what we designed the bait to work around." I was like, "Awesome! I already had one that tied on because I figured that you guys do that because it seems to be more and more common. Which I mean, it makes sense because like I know a lot of guys still like tying a Palomar, but in general, tying any knot to a snap that big versus to a bait this big, most knots it's a lot easier just tie it to that swivel.
Yeah, true.
Makes life a lot easier, and especially swapping around baits too. Like, if you're out and you're just like testing a bunch of baits, you're like, you know what, I'm gonna throw this wake down this line, and especially guys that have 1 rod, right? And then I'm gonna tie one down, pick up this bait, throw that 5 times down this line. Like it's just a lot easier with a giant, good quality snap.
Actually, I think I might still have some. Somewhere.
Oh, here we go. Bob, follow up. How long do you stay with your lure before you change?
1 second.
Buddy first.
Oh, wait, what?
I'll take it first.
How long do you stay with your lure before you change? Until I catch a fish. Or he catches a fish. And then we go from there.
I mean, as stupid as it sounds, that's literally it. But I guess it depends on time of the year.
Jesus Christ.
Like right now, I've got... You all right there, Super Chief?
Yeah, I'm just looking for something real quick. Hold on.
So good. So like this time of the year, I've got 4 baits that I'll tie on that I have absolute confidence in that one of them is going to work.
These?
So yeah, those are meant. So I'll stay with those 4 baits literally all day. The only thing I will change is the color or size. Like if I'm fishing a swim bait trailer, I will go between 2 or 3 different colors, and I'm going to go like half-inch increments, but I typically do better on a smaller size right now. If I'm fishing a jig, I'm going to do a black and blue hustler, and I'm going to change the jig trailer size on that just a little bit, or a black and blue spider jig. And the only thing I'm going to change on that is really kind of where I'm throwing it. But like this time of the year, I'll stay with it all day before I change. Now in the summer, where like... especially immediately post-spawn, oh, dude, it's madness. My boat looks like a bomb went off because I'm changing baits left, right, and center until I figure out what the hell they want.
Right.
It's a little bit more complicated in the summer. But in colder water, it's much more consistent. It's just a matter of what spot are they in, because they tend to focus up. So when you do find them, it's awesome. It's a lot harder to find them and figure them out, and you have to go so damn slow to get them to figure it out. So I tend to just spend more time and focus in areas and less time changing baits, because that's just adding another element of you don't know if you made a good or bad choice.
We just find the fish that want to eat our baits.
Pretty much. It always works. Oh boy. I'm looking for questions. There's a lot of good comments. You guys are killing it. Oh boy. Wait. Okay, hang on. Back it up. Back it in. Let me begin. Sorry. Kara, I can't wait to throw my OD rats. The OD rat is good. I got one of those. The juice from Some Bait Scrutiny. Can't wait to throw that this year. Ronald. Oh yeah, Andrew. I bring a magnet and a grapple and a bag with swim shoes and goggles. There we go. That's a good question. Jackhammer / Bladed Jig is a new smoke show out there, and I love her. But when you go back to the old reliable, the spinnerbait. Now? No,
Yeah,
like
pretty much like 50 degrees, 50, 55.
yeah. Like it seems like that low, like once you see like 53 to 55, it's on. And especially when you get a couple of like just really consistent windy days, and especially like not just windy days, consecutive windy days, but consistent wind direction. You know, when it's blowing everything down into one certain area, that's when I'll pick up the spinnerbait. And some of my best days have been when the water's still only between 50 and 55, but we've had 3 straight hellish days of the same wind direction, and everything, all the bait, the food, the bass, everything is focused down in one areas. You just start burning a spinnerbait right through them, and they hammer it. It's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll fish that right through the fall. I mean, I've had magical days on the spinnerbait in October. So yeah, like I would say 53 is kind of like that threshold where it starts getting like really reliably consistent. Can definitely work it colder, but for me, like for like a yeah, absolutely, I want to have it tied on. 53 and up is where the magic happens for me. Oh boy, what else we got here? There you go, Cam. You go back to the spinnerbait. 1 when it's windy, 2 when you're around wood, 3 when they don't want to eat a chatterbait. Yeah, pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
How many times we said that, Andrew? We're like,
it's usually chatterbait or spinnerbait. It's usually not both.
Right. I mean, with rare exception, I can remember exactly 2 days where I've got fish on both.
Actually, I was catching fish on spinnerbait around structure, but I was catching fish on a chatterbait out on the flats on the same day.
That happened to me twice last year, and that was it. Otherwise, I can only get bit on one or the other. And it's weird. And I've talked to a lot of other guys that fish both like consistently, and they have all the confidence in the world in fishing both. And pretty much everybody I've talked to has said the same thing. It's like, yeah, it's kind of weird, but you're right. Like I've never had a day where like I've hammered them on both. It's one or the other, and very definitively. Sometimes a little overlap, but rare.
Mm-hmm.
All right, who else do we got here? Hey, Carl, what's going on, buddy? Thanks for joining, friend. Eric, today 48 and spinnerbait had more action than chatterbait. There you go.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't even pick up either one. Actually, I left everything in my truck. I didn't even want to bring them out because I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go 100% finesse today and hope for the best. It's because I had confidence in doing that today. But my buddy Chad brought everything, and he was bouncing between a spinnerbait and a chatterbait. And I was really hoping one of those was going to kick off, but it didn't. Chad, no, I'm not going to buy another one. He's texting me, just buy. South Jersey, same. I just like them more and make totally different sound than ABS rats, because most ABS rats will have some noise beside maybe the rattle, but the clacking noise will be similar. Oh, okay. I like it. I mean, all right, tell you what, it's 9:10. If you guys want to get some more questions in, we're happy to answer them. But at the same time, neither one of us will complain if this is a short night.
Yeah, I didn't sleep last night, like maybe 20 minutes. So I've been awake all day yesterday and today.
I think, yeah. I mean, I'm not sick. I'm doing a lot of stuff. So I think I collectively have maybe 7 hours of sleep over the last 2 nights. and then a lot of driving and fishing, which is always good, but it's still starting to get taxing on my 37-year-old body.
Oh,
I'm
Dad.
tired. You know, I even took a power nap. Like my kids are like, let's play. I'm like, how about you two go play video games for 20 minutes and then come back and get me? And they're like, okay. And I'm like, I passed out on the couch. I needed it. I was dying. Everything hurts. My ankles.
I find spinnerbaits work better in 58 to 65 and chatterbaits 50 and up. Yeah, I mean,
yeah,
it worked. Yeah,
absolutely spot on there, sir. Carl, friend. Hey.
You ever tried spinnerbait in 90-degree water?
Dude. One of my favorite things I've ever done, post-spawn smallmouth, but when they're still up shallow, 1/2 ounce or 3/4 ounce spinnerbait, burn it. Like, burn it back to the boat so fast that you're literally broiling the surface. And all of a sudden, out of nowhere, that bronze rocket comes up and hits it so hard, it feels like you hooked into a truck driving down the freeway the wrong way.
Mm-hmm.
It just all of a sudden, like, your whole body gets hit. It's like, oh my God.
It almost hurts. It doesn't knock slack. It knocks you.
Yeah, no, seriously. Like, and you can't even set the hook. Like, all you can literally do is just, like, tense up your muscles to brace,
Hold
and
on.
that's your hook set. you're like, like you got in shock, just reeling in, like, no, those are some of my most memorable days for spinnerbait fishing.
I can already hear your hook set. Oh yeah, yup.
Travis Rocket and I had a day one year up on the New Hampshire Brownie Factory, and we were fishing, and we're fishing spinnerbaits, and they're not known for their quality. I mean, they are and they aren't, but like the longevity of them, like the overall durability, no. I know we both went through at least 2, but I think Travis may have gone through 3 spinnerbaits, all brand new out of the package that day, because we caught so many smallmouth, and that's how hard they were hitting them. And I've done that with a rocky ledge, believe it or not.
Jesus.
With largemouth, like 3 consecutive trips before I had kids, and it was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure it was a rocky ledge, and I was just hammering them, dude. I was on them for 3 straight days. And that's what I like about rocky ledge. They're stout. Like, those things are built to friggin' last.
Oh yeah.
And I snapped one because I caught so many. Like, there was a couple of 4s, there was 1 5, and there was just tons of 3s.
I mean, you can only bend wire out so many times.
Right. Trucking it, and finally I went to retie it, and I'm like, oh, it's a little bent, and I like tried to straighten it out. Just tink. I was like,
oh no.
Pour one out for my fallen soldier, my homie.
I know what color it was. I bet.
You do.
Whole faithful.
Carl, watch that last video at least 3 times. Holy F, wow, what a day, guys. Thank you, Carl.
Which one was
Dude,
that?
The 27-pound bag.
Oh, yeah.
In all fairness, I am rounding. Full transparency. Everybody saw the video. 26.8 pounds. I rounded. It's 27 pounds.
Sue us.
The only thing I didn't do, because I just didn't want to deal with it, but, I mean, obviously people saw the pictures. We boxed the fish. And we reweighed every single fish as we released them at the end of the day. And that's where we got the 26.8. Because at one point we weighed the fish and my scale said 4.96. Then we weighed it again at the end of the day, which at that point was only 2 hours later and it was 5 pounds even. Okay, whatever the discrepancy was. So, but we reweighed every fish and that's how we got to it. So it's not like we just padded the numbers. That's just what they weighed at the end of the day. Wow. Andrew's secretly stuffing crawfish in the live well. Get fat, you fat. Get fatter.
Throwing 1 ounce weights down his throat. Here.
Eric, yeah, absolutely, dude. Most durable spinnerbait out there, rocky ledge. Carl, turns out my future son-in-law Kyle is buddies with Steve. Said he's a super dude. Oh, nice. No kidding. That's awesome. Steve is a wicked good dude. I met him through the Bass Boat Central forums years ago. 2009.
Steve?
Yeah, we just fished with down there in Mass.
Nice.
Mr. Goodman. He's a good man. Hey.
Yeah, he is.
Let's get it.
What?
Let's get it, Andrew.
Oh, what?
He's a good man. You're sleepy.
I'm
Dude,
sick.
that one didn't catch you. Yeah, Steve's a wicked good dude. Oh, here we go. Corn to Lisa Rice. That's amazing. Hey, dude, just subscribed to the channel recently. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. I'm from the Northeast Mass and just recently got a few 6-inch mag drafts. When is it good to start using them?
Right now.
Thank you, sir. Right on it. Didn't even hesitate. Yeah, absolutely. Right now, those things will get chomped. Maybe not chomped, but they're definitely a very viable option right now through pretty much like the whole year.
Hmm. I'm
Even if they don't catch them.
pretty sure Oliver said that on the last stream.
Yes, he did. Even if they don't catch them, they'll call fish out, especially smallmouth too. Smallmouth really like those 6-inch mag drafts. So, absolutely throw it. Steve's here.
Steve who?
Steve who?
You beef master.
He's beef master on here, but on Instagram now he's a squid master because he's a saltwater boy.
Oh, salty, huh? Oh yeah, you gotta bring us fishing.
Yeah, oh yeah. No, I really want to do that. He's asked in multiple years, and every time he's like, "You coming down?" I'm like, "Postpone largies, postpone largies," and then he's like, "Okay, how about next week?" And I'm like, "Deep water smallmouth, chop shot." every year, I'm like,
No way, we're going for cool shit this year.
we have to. We'll make it work.
Mm-hmm.
Ronald, have you guys fished Vermont much? I did for a few years and disappointed.
Don't be.
Polar opposite experience.
It's literally the best fishery ever.
Mm-hmm. Now, I mean, really, especially the last 3 years, we have done a lot of traveling.
A lot of traveling.
And my whole life, I thought New Hampshire was great. And in all fairness, New Hampshire still is great until you leave New Hampshire.
Mm-hmm.
And then New Hampshire only becomes good. Vermont makes New Hampshire look silly. Like, literally every body of water.
So does Mass.
Yep. I don't know why. Like, I don't know. There's a lot more that I would like to look into to see what it is that makes it. Like with Maine, there's just so many bodies of water and so few people. Like I'm happy to just say that's why Maine is so much better because there's way less pressure and 1,000 more opportunities.
And
so like
and people in Maine hate bass.
Oh yeah, they're all about trout.
They hate bass. They don't go bass fish. There's still some bass fishermen, but you go up northern Maine, it's all trout.
Oh yeah, big time. And then with Vermont, they have a longer closed season for bass. So you can catch them, you just can't keep them. And I think that plays a bigger role than a lot of people are willing to give credit for as to why the quality of fisheries in Vermont are way better, even though there's fewer, far fewer. Then you get New Hampshire, which is just kind of in between everything. And it's not bad, but the overall quality in Vermont is just stupid. We haven't been to a bad lake out there yet. Like every lake we've been to, we've stuck monsters. And it's like, I mean, Champlain is a given, right? Champlain. Everybody knows Champlain. Champlain's magical. There's a reason why it's always in like the top 10 in the country because it earns it. The sheer number of 4-pound fish in that lake is stupid.
Oh, dude, it's insane.
Yeah. 3 to 4 pounders, I should say. But still, I mean, even the number of 4-pounders, like it's nuts. How many big fish are in that lake? How many good quality fish are in that lake? And then, I don't know, man, it's just, I love New Hampshire, love it to death. It's my home and it'll be my home for a long time. But man, Vermont, that state has stolen my heart and soul.
I've always loved Vermont. Vermont's so nice.
Yep. Oh. There we go. Vance had the best Monday of my life. I was able to break my PB largie and PB small in the Oh hell yeah, dude! What are the sizes?
5'10" and a 315.
Oh, there it is. Large 5'10", less small is 315. Hell yeah, buddy! Congrats,
nice.
Vance.
Oh, so close to 4 pounds.
So close. You come on up to New Hampshire, we'll get you on 4 pounds. Erad, do you have luck on that perch mag draft or a more bold like one? Neither for me. What have you caught most of yours on?
On what?
Mag draft. What color scheme?
I've never caught a bass on mag draft.
For real?
I caught a 4-pound sucker and a giant white perch.
For some reason,
I'm sure if I stepped down to the 6-inch, I'd probably start catching bass. I'll throw it this year.
I've caught a few fish on it. I haven't thrown it a ton, but I've thrown it enough. I've caught a few fish on it. I think it's called the Wagasaki. Something like that. It's like. Is
that the gray with the little yellow dot on it?
That's over there. I can't get. No, it's got like the greenish and purple hue, like running down the sides. It almost looks kind of like.
Oh no, memento.
I wouldn't really call it like rainbowy, but yeah, it's kind of like that. Like it's kind of got some like at least for us up here, like kind of some of that rainbow trout kind of like purple and green hues to it, and that's why I like throwing it. Oh, Bob! Thank you very much, buddy, for joining us as a membership for the channel. Greatly appreciate it. That's awesome. Thank you. You're a second member for the channel. Andrew's not here to celebrate. Get over here.
Yay, what happened?
Bob is a local pro. He signed up for the channel membership.
No shit.
Yeah,
Hey, thanks,
buddy.
Bob.
Thank you very
I
much,
like
Bob.
this one.
Yeah,
this is the 8-inch, but
yep, I have that. It's almost like rainbow / like brook trouty kind of thing, or brown trout.
Yeah.
So
it's supposed to be like a rainbow because it's just a trout.
Yeah.
Blah, blah, blah.
So yeah,
Tail's
I have
all
those.
jacked up though.
Did you leave it crimped?
Maybe.
Boil it, like don't really boil it, but get in some really hot water. It works.
Okay. You want to see something crazy I want to try out this year?
What?
Like off the wall, crazy. Literally off the wall. It's right there. It's oh, it's stuck in my curtains.
Oh, you fool!
Okay, check out this freaking thing. It's a
Is it a salt? I was gonna say it's a saltwater popper, isn't it?
Yep, I'm gonna try and catch a bass on it this year just because I want to.
That's insane.
I bought this thing 2 years ago. I just want to try and catch a bass on it.
That'd be great. Condoleezza Rice. That name kills me. I love it. What do you recommend as a follow-up bait for followers? Hair jig, Ned rig,
Wacky rig,
drop shot, wacky rig. Wacky rig would be the biggest one, actually. Yeah, thank you for that, Andrew.
Mm-hmm.
I just don't like throwing it that much. I don't know why. Just weird
What?
about it. Wacky rig. I mean, I'll throw it, but it's like I don't know. I've got it out of my head to be the
why?
first
Because
thing
you
I
don't
think
need to
of.
throw it anymore.
Yeah, pretty much. I hate that. Like it's such a bad attitude, but it's almost like a crutch bait. Like that's always the joke, right? Like you always know a person had a bad day when their boat's full of used Senkos.
But it works. That's the thing. It's
Right.
so good. It'll never get old.
Right. Well, that's the thing. It's because it has that negative connotation, right? Like, how easy is a wacky rig? You can literally put it in the hands of any freaking angler, and they're going to catch fish.
Exactly.
That's not a bad thing. A lot of people make it out to be a bad thing. It's really not a bad thing. Ron, I fished I fished southern Vermont, not northern. Difference? Yeah, I haven't fished southern Vermont yet. There's a couple places we're going to try this year. There's one spot we've been looking at since 2019.
Yeah, that place looks so sick.
Yeah, but I've heard mixed things. We should try it anyway, just because we've driven by it 1,000 times. It's like 2 hours and 15 minutes. It's really not that bad of a drive. And just for something different.
We can always hit something close on the way back. We can always hit the river on the way back if it sucks.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, Grat. Just go ahead, buddy. That's all you.
Just got a couple 7 6. Yeah. Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Those are phenomenal.
I missed a shark on one. I'm not even kidding. I don't know if I have the bait up here. I don't. With a legitimate missing the tail with teeth marks in it.
Jesus. There we go. Holy crap, Carl. Champlain is definitely beast mode, but watch the weather, fellas. 30 years ago, my dad had the trolling motor unhooked in the rough water and ripped off the bow completely. Yeah. No, Winnipesaukee taught me that lesson years ago. My first rough water, don't be a dumbass experience was going on Winnipesaukee, launching out of Meredith Bay and running all the way over to Back Bay.
Was that with Josh?
Yep. From the very eastern side to the very northwestern point of the lake. Technically, northwestern. Meredith Bay is northwestern, then running all the way down southeast to Back Bay. Sorry, there we go. My internal map's a little messed up. It's a long run. 35-mile-an-hour winds sustained out of the northwest. We came back out, and we had 4 to 6 foot waves out in the broads, and we had to cross them. That was the only time I've ever been afraid of my boat. It was not a fun experience. Ever since that day, I've learned my lesson. You don't go anywhere over, say, 500 acres without checking the wind forecast. Let me reiterate that, please, and I really hope you're all paying attention. For bodies of water, even a couple of 100 acres or bigger, do not go out without double-checking the wind and weather forecast.
It gets bad quick.
That is when you die.
Terrifying.
And
we were out on Newfound earlier this year.
Yep.
Last year. And we ended up going up in this little canal. I don't even remember what the fuck we were doing. We were looking for largies or something, mythical largies at the
Oh
time.
yeah.
And we came out and it was horrendous. And so we finally get back to launch after spearing a couple waves and launching the boat a few times, and it was fire department and everything at the launch, and we're like, what happened? And apparently a couple kayakers or something got, I don't even remember what happened exactly, but they were hanging off marker buoys, and then apparently I talked to the fish and game officer that comes to my work all the time. He said apparently a couple people drowned out there that day. And it happened within what, 2 hours? Not even
Yep.
an hour.
Yeah. No, it wasn't supposed to be that bad. That's the tricky thing when it comes to wind forecasts. I'm finding, like, I'm not a weatherman. I'm not a meteorologist in any way, shape, or form, but I check the weather very closely. And they always tell you, when it's going to be windy, it's that estimate, right? Like 15 to 20 or 15 to 25 mile an hour, and then gusts up to 35. But those gusts, define gusts. That's the hard part. What is a gust? Because it varies, man. Like, you'll have 10 seconds of a 35 mile an hour gust. It just blasts you. But then it'll sustain for like 5 minutes and then back down to 15 to 20.
Mhm.
And then it'll blow and sustain again for another 5 or 10 minutes and then come back down. And then it'll sustain for like an hour. Like, it's weird. So, like, did you just completely whiff on what these gusts were supposed to do? Or should you have maybe adjusted what the sustained wind should be? That day was a classic of that. It was going to be, I think it said it was going to be, well, we knew it was coming out of the northwest, and that lake is really not, like, I mean, literally, anytime you get a big, long body of water where the wind is blowing in line with the direction of the lake, it's going to suck.
It's going to get real bad.
And we knew it was going to be pretty rough. They were saying, I think it actually said 10 to 15 with gusts up to 25.
Yeah, but it was like sustained 30.
Yeah, I was going to say plus 10 to 15 on everything that they told us. Because when it got bad out there, I remember looking back and I'm like, this is nowhere near close to what they said.
Mm-hmm.
And we were getting tossed. And if I didn't have the new 52-inch Ghost that I had just thrown on, that was literally the first time we took the boat out. Because I knew it was going to be rowdy. I was like, dude, let's go for it. We'll probably hammer them anyway, but we'll put this thing to the test. Let's see how well it does for us when we don't really need it. And dude, it was great. We were getting ragdolled out there. Just fishing, getting dragged by the wind. And it was something else.
We moved into a cove just to try and get out of it. And we're like, well, let's just fish the shoreline when we're here. And we just got destroyed.
Yeah.
We're like, we got to go. Like, let's put our rain gear on. We just go. Like, we need to get back to the launch.
Yeah, that's one of those days where you try and find the happiest speed you can get that keeps the nose of the boat high as you just crash your way through all the way back to the ramp. And then we hit one spot. We got around that island and it kind of leveled out. And then I was like, yeah, and it hammered down. And I looked over at you because I remember looking ahead. And I'm like, yep, it looks consistent because you won't always get consistent waves. You get a couple of rogue rollers where all of a sudden you get just one random wave that there's like an extra 2-foot gap between the peaks. And it just perfect dog shit timing, man. I look ahead, I'm like, everything looks good. I look to him to say something. Speared the wave.
Yeah, we were wet.
I feel like I'm drowning. I look over. Okay, boat's not full of water. Look at him. You good? Yeah.
Just sitting there soaked, my phone in my hand. I'm like, yeah, I'm good. I was like, let's film this.
My sunglasses got ripped off my face. And I looked down
on
the
they
floor.
Busted your nose.
Yeah, and I reached down and grabbed him, and then he starts dying laughing because the whole hood of my jacket filled with water. So I dumped. It was like pouring a bucket out. It's just like, whoosh. He's laughing even harder. Anyway.
Yeah, that was good.
I forget how we even got onto that. There's a friendly tip for you anyway.
Yeah.
Don't ever go out in a big body of water without knowing for absolute certainty at least a rough estimate of what the wind's going to do. Because that literally is the shit you will die in. That's what's going to kill you. Either falling in the water in really cold water or completely underestimating what the wind is going to do to a big body of water. That shit will kill you.
And if you end up ever on like Champlain too, or Lake Ontario, 15 mile an hour winds is like max of what you want to go out in, really.
Oh, yeah.
Just if you're going out fun fishing, not in a tournament, 15 is plenty. You are going to get rocked, no matter what.
Yeah, seriously. All right, here we go. Tell you what. It's 9:30. Let's wrap this up. We got a great question from King Bates. We're going to jump on that. If you guys have any other questions, throw them at us now. And then we'll wrap this up because Andrew's kind of half dying and he's got a half bottle of NyQuil with his name on it. So we don't want to delay
thing.
Jeez.
I showed you my half bottle earlier.
Yeah, you did. Farwell told my boat on Champlain due to high winds. All right, damn, dude, that sucks. Pushed my boat on shore and ruined it. Oh, yeah, I remember that. I remember hearing about that. That sucks, dude. All right, so King Baits. What's your top 5 baits for going to a place you've never fished? I mean, for me, honestly, it's the same top 5 baits, period. Doesn't change. Yeah,
really. Yeah. Jig, jerkbait. Probably some sort of Texas rig.
Yep.
My swim bait. And chatterbait.
Yep. Depending on the time of the year. Let me think about this. So typically when we fish new bodies of water, we've only really done it in the summer when it's a little bit more consistent and like things become easier visually, right? Like, you can usually get fish in and around vegetation. Well, by, June and July, all these fish are definitely post-spawn in most cases. So you kind of have a general idea as to where they should be. And if you can see things like rocks and vegetation, it's easier to kind of like pattern them out. So with that in mind, if I'm going out to a new body of water that time of the year, jig, crankbait, spinbait, big swim bait now. In the past, I wouldn't have said that. And Senko.
Senko, yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
There's going to be 6, sorry.
Because it's not like literally anywhere you go, especially in the summer, one of those baits is going to get bit. And that's when you go and you focus on your high probability areas, right? Like, oh, okay, like I know based on a map, it looks like there's a point here, and you go there and like, oh, okay, it's just kind of a point, or even better, it's a rock pile. And then you've got a nice, good bunch of vegetation there, and it's like moderately deep, like that's kind of a high probability spot for the summer, or just a beautiful pad field, right? And then right off the edge, it drops off a little bit deeper. Ah, cool, okay, in and out. I'm going to throw everything I have in that spot and guaranteed I'm going to catch at least one fish on one of those. And that's going to give me, okay, it's a moving bait bite, or, okay, it's a much slower bait bite. So like those 5 rods become 10 immediately. If I all of a sudden hook one on the Senko and then I go to the next spot and I do everything again, it's a Senko again, guess what I'm going to tie on next? I'm going to tie on a frog and I'm going to tie on a fluke. If I hit them on a crankbait, I'm going to tie on a spinnerbait, and I'm going to tie on a chatterbait, and I'm probably going to tie on a big-ass swim bait. If I hit on a jig, I'll probably still tie on a Senko anyway. I'll tie on a Texas rig. I'll tie on a different kind of jig to go with it. Like, I'll just continue to expand off what I'm already throwing. But that's the answer for that.
That's the answer for that, yeah.
Here we go. Alec, give me 3 baits to throw tomorrow in the Connecticut River. I'm going to try smallies and I'll also fish the oxbow for largemouth. I am having a really hard time speaking. You first, dude.
Jig. Jig.
In the river? You're not going to throw something else?
Drop shot.
Is he going for smallies? So yes, I agree. Drop shot. Yeah, in the river, that's the only time this early in the season that I'm absolutely going to throw a drop shot. Not a net.
Drop shot, jig, jerkbait, swim bait.
That's 4. Learn to count.
I know.
You said 3.
Figure it out.
Water this cold. Yeah, no, I'm on the same page as him. Jig, drop shot, jerkbait. I was going to say blade bait, but I don't have quite that confidence in it right now. Now, prior to winter, this cold of water, the very first thing I'm going to say is a blade bait. I wouldn't even throw the jerkbait. I would say blade bait. But jig, jerkbait, drop shot. Next 3 after that, for smallies, tube. I tried dragging a tube.
One with a little rattle in it.
Ned rig. Yeah. Yeah, that'd be good. Yeah, dude, that's what I would do. Hopefully
for largies, pretty much do the same thing.
There you go. Farwell. Jerkbait, jig, spinnerbait. Oh, spinnerbait. Changed up a little bit.
Swim bait. Swim bait in the Expo? Oh yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna do that. So, it's
Get
gone. Andrew,
sweaty.
I apologize. We don't share lake names unless they're huge lake names. So, I deleted your message because you said, sorry. I'm just deleting lake names, guys. I'm really sorry, but we don't
No
share
lake
lake
names
names. So,
And if we name one, then it's one that literally everybody knows.
yeah, because
it's
I
not
don't.
a big deal.
Right, we don't want to blow up people's spots. So we just. If you want to ask me in private, by all means, go for it. 9 times out of 10, I will answer. But otherwise, we don't share lake names in the chat just because I don't want to blow up anybody's personal favorites. However, and hopefully nobody else saw it, yes, I have fished there. Once? Yeah, no, because I went last year, but I didn't fish because it was still iced over. It's okay. It's okay.
It's okay.
It's okay. It's all good. You know what? How would you know if I didn't say it, right? So there's nothing to be sorry about. I need to. I almost talked about this to start the stream, but I was like, I don't know how to really say this without like coming off like potentially really negative. So, I'll address it another time. Okay, I'm addressing it now. I'll address it more often. It's just something that, like, again, I don't want like to all of a sudden accidentally blow up somebody's favorite spot, and have like a shit ton of people there, and they're like, well, what the fuck? My honey hole's gone. So I don't want to be that guy.
Not that guy, pal.
You're not that guy, man. You're not that guy. Water. Okay. I don't know. I think that's it. May try to land at big bags on Sunday. Oh, get it, buddy. Yeah, it's funny.
No, you should.
He messaged me. He's like, hey, were you here? Because I grew up there. I'm like, oh, yeah, bud, we were there. He's like, yes.
Nice. Yeah, get out there.
Yep. Yeah, Erod, you're right. I should. And I will. There we go. Okay. It's 9:40. We were originally thinking this was only going to be about an hour, but doesn't matter. We always go with the natural flow of the conversation, and it's good. I caught my, 6th wind of the day, so I'm fine. Andrew's half dead now, so you guys are all responsible for that.
Thank you.
All right. So
Gary, I got the suds.
He's got the suds. Oh, hang on. Wait. There's one more question. One more question. We'll go. Melissa Nickerson. Stained water. What are you? Wait. Melissa, finish that question. What are you? What? What are you? What?
Stained water. What are you?
Stained water. What are you? I'm stained.
Baby needs to sleep. Yeah, I know. I do.
Needs his medicine first. I saw you look at it.
It's sitting right here.
Just waiting. Oh, okay. Sustained water. What are you throwing? You first.
What time of year?
Oh, it doesn't matter.
What is coffee?
What is coffee?
It's all the same shit. Honestly, stained water, clear water, it's all gonna react the same. It's just the bait might have to be a different presentation, whether you're using like a clear jerk bait or a really bright jerk bait or a black and blue jig or a green pumpkin jig. All depends on the water clarity of what color you're going to be using for the bait you want to use.
I concur with that. I would, yeah, I mean,
go with the confidence bait and then figure out the color they want, really.
Yeah, and I would always start with black or black with blue flake, black with brown, black with purple, black with blue. Like, it doesn't matter. Anything, like, when it comes to stained water, I will always, always, always start with black.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll adjust from there. Doesn't matter what time of the year, what the water temp is, what depth I'm fishing, a smallmouth or largemouth. If it's stained water, I'm always going to start with black or really, really, really dark colors. And then I'll make my adjustments from there. Mm-hmm. More often than not, black is good. And it just works. And it works even in clear water, but especially in stained water, it works far more often than not. So it's a safe bet to make. But always keep an open mind. If it's not working, and especially you're throwing like 5 or 6 baits that like you're pulling your hair out, like this should work. This is like the most ideal time of the year for it. It's probably your color. Dude,
I
my
like
hands
it.
are so dry. They're cracking and bleeding. That's fun.
I am sweating.
Andrew's dying. Okay. Hide current comment. We don't talk about Bruno. All right. So that'll do it. That was the last one. So, Melissa, thank you for the last question. We appreciate it. I'm glad that you got it in time so we saw it. We get to it. So, other than that, thank you everybody for watching. Greatly appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed the stream tonight. It's always fun to be able to turn it back to you guys so that we can just 100% solely focus on the questions that you have, because we don't get to really do that when we're doing guests. But aside from that, for those that got to this point, if there are any guests that you want to see, don't do it right now on the stream. Put it in on YouTube when the video has gone up after the live stream ends. Put it in the comments down there. Let us know what other guests you hope to see on the stream. We do have one more big guest that I still have to reach out to make it happen, but we already spoke to him and he said he's down. So we'll make that happen. We have a couple of people we're going to bring back throughout the year. But otherwise, like topics and people, what we want to see, let us know. If you didn't do it real quick before you leave, please drop a like on the stream, as that helps immensely for our growth. The growth has been killing it, by the way.
Dude,
like
nuts.
Quintupled because of everything you guys have been
Ridiculous.
doing for us. It's amazing. The views, the traffic, everything has just been explosive growth. It's awesome. Yeah, that's it. So thank you all. Andrew, sign it off, buddy.
See ya. Just like every week. Dude, I'm so done. I can't even like.
Do you want me to do it? You want a night off?
Yeah, please.
Okay.
Wednesdays, 8 o'clock. See ya.
Spot on. Every Wednesday night, 8 p.m. Eastern time. We're here, youtube.com/603bass for now. And then we got a lot of things in the pipeline for the storefront. One final reminder, there are items in there. There's a lot more coming. I've reached out for more decals as well. It's going to have all the original OG logos. Wrong side, this one. But it's also going to have new logo decals as well.
That way.
Yeah, I got to get more of those hats. Andrew's got one of the limited edition color schemes right now. Dark gray in the front,
special.
black in the back. It's going to be good. There's a lot of good things coming down the pipeline for everybody that's been buying stuff and that continues to buy stuff. Like that means the world to me. And my wife. And my credit card debt.
Hey, I'm getting you money back.
This is true. So we will see you all next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Good chance we'll have a guest. If not, we've got a topic we'll be able to do anyway. Thank you, everybody. We will catch you next week. Will there be any this weekend? No, I don't. I don't know. Maybe. There's some chance there might be hoodies and t-shirts this weekend, but I don't know. All right, everybody.
Later, boys and gals.
Have a great night.
Bye.